So my son James, we moved to Winchester and got a small little piece of property to build a horse barn and have horses. And I was driving the company minivan to the grocery store, and he was 3, smart little guy. And I let him get out of his car seat, and I left the keys in the ignition. My daughter Morgan was sleeping in her room. My ex-husband was home with her. And so I was carrying the groceries in, and the next thing I knew, I came out, and the car was headed backwards through the oak board fencing for the horse field, and it did a U-turn and came back through it. And somehow my 3-year-old son had turned the car on while pressing the brake. You had to press the brake to turn it on. And then he stopped, thank goodness, but and my husband was upset. He was outside watching, and we couldn't stop him. And he was standing there with the wheel, and he was driving the car. He drove it through the horse field, twice through the fence, back and around. And my husband walked up to him, and James was crying. And he said, "What are you doing, James?" He says, "I'm trying to get my driver's license." And then I had taken him to the grocery store, and I'll tell you that James and Morgan, 2 of them, they're either fighting like all get out, or they're loving each other and playing good. But it's kind of hard to control them in the grocery store. And a lot of times I kind of let them have fun. But this one time there was a champagne display around New Year's, and my son got a little out of control and knocked the whole thing over. I kid you not. The whole champagne thing came down. But, so when Morgan was born, I was really tired. I had a retained placenta, and I didn't know why, but I was just really tired. Hey, how are you? And so I was laying in bed nursing her, and it's a 1-story, but James came in and he flipped out the window. It's kind of like an Eric Clapton thing, but thank God not in the city, on the 20th floor. And we put him in a daycare because it was a little bit too much for me to take care of an 18-month-old and a newborn. But we lucked out. One time with Morgan, I was in the Target, and she was a baby, standing up, maybe almost 2. And I thought it'd be fun to spin her around. She was in the basket at Target. She flipped out of the basket. What a stupid ass thing to do. She survived it, but God, how stupid can a parent be? One time, Beauty, our little pony in the field, James is a toddler. He had one of those little driver trucks, and he had driven it, and then he got off his truck, and he was walking up to Beauty, and she picked up her back foot, and she didn't kick him, boy. She would have lost her happy home. I'd have shot her in the head if she'd hurt my son.